Alright guys, welcome back to week 4 of the Deadpool Wolverine Alpha Fight side quest. I'm doing this again with 5-star champions just, to show that it can be done with lower level champs. The first path here on the right is this node where there's empowered immunity, standing immunity, and counter punch. You do not want to hit into their block, and you don't want to you don't really want to parry because you're going to give them power. The way that ideally that it works, even though I hit into his block there, I did speed up these fights a little bit, but the way that it should go is that you knock them down and then they become debuff. Then you remove the debuff immunity, and then you can pretty much do whatever you want. So you knock them down, and then you're free to parry, and it's not going to trigger the you're free to parry as long as you get hits in to refresh that blue circle at the top there, that timer. As long as you refresh it, you can go in. Now, I just picked Corvus here and a couple other champions, mainly focused on the Weapon X boss, and give you I'm going to give you 3 different options on how to take down this Weapon X boss. But for the path, just use your highest level champions and just have an idea of what you need to do on that path. It doesn't really matter. You do not need these specific champions at all, or any of the synergies that I brought in here. This is mainly just, I'm focused on what are the different ways I can take down the Weapon X boss. So I'm going to let the music play out for this. It took me way too long to get through this with Corvus on the first fight. The second and third fights went really fast, or much faster, and then I will get to the Weapon X boss and show you at least the first of 3 different ways that you can take down, at least that I did with 5-star champions. For the Weapon X boss, I'll give you again 3 different options, 3 different champs, 3 different but similar strategies in terms of the play style. So that first path, again, nothing too crazy here. Just be aware that if you are going to put debuffs on before you knock them down, if it's debuffs that they are immune to, because if they just have debuff immunity, that means any debuff is going to give them power. So you got to be careful of that, including your parries. So I'll let the music play out, and I'll see you at the boss. Alright guys, now we get to the Weapon X boss. He's going to be stun immune. You don't want to be purifying debuffs, and you want someone who is poison immune, because he's going to put poisons on you, and if you purify those poisons, you're going to take direct damage. So you're basically playing him stun immune with a poison immune champion. I am going to go this first time through with a 5-star rank 3 Viv Vision. Now, Viv has a phase mechanic that you cannot use anyways. If you've seen me use Viv against Weapon X before, you do not want to use the phase. What I'm going to do is I am just going to block at the beginning, bait his heavy attack, wait until and if when he triggers the unstoppable, then I can bait it again, or I'm just going to go for hitting into the block and look for openings for intercepts. What is going to happen here is Viv is good because Viv can put on a passive heal block in order to manage his healing. Okay, so I'm going to go medium ending combos to put on a passive heal block, and I don't have to worry about the healing. When he throws his special when he's close to 25 charges, you have to wait for that unstoppable to disappear, and now he is going to be very aggressive. Okay, he's going to be very aggressive in this berserk phase when he's got that red timer on the top right, which is going to make it much easier to intercept him. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for a special 2, and I am going to try and get my full solar burst if I can. And now I need him. I need above 1 bar of power and him below a bar of power. And then I can go ahead. And again, you can see here I'm just lining up for my intercepts. He throws a special, and then boom, I can start laying into him with some unblockable specials. If I was using a 6-star maxed out Viv, I'd probably be able to nuke this down pretty fast. This is a 5-star rank 3, so I'm going to have to go through this rotation a couple of times. But it is possible to do it with, this is the lowest level champion I'm going to use, which is a 5-star rank 3. It is a SIG 200 Viv, which is going to allow you to get off like 2 or 3 of those unblockable special ones in a row. But again, we do the same thing here. He's not unblockable now. So I'm just still baiting specials, waiting it out. Now that his timer comes back on the top right, then it's green. I think when he's above like 14, 15 charges, you can see there, now he's got an unstoppable and the unblockable. Wait for the unstoppable to disappear, and then go in for the intercept. And again, we're going to do a couple more unblockable special ones. And again, we want to keep putting on our intercept and finish with a medium ending combo for the passive heal block. Again, we trigger the he re-triggered his berserk phase again. So because it's such a low level champion, I have to keep going through the same thing again. I'm not going to pretend that this is the easiest way to do it. It is probably not, but at least for the 5 stars that I had, maybe if I had a maxed out 5-star ascended Viv, maybe it would go a lot faster, but I was still extremely happy at how smooth this went with a 5-star rank 3 SIG 200 Viv Vision. But I am going to give you 2 more options of what you can do that go a lot faster, because obviously the longer you play this fight, the more chances you have of getting clipped by Weapon X here. So I was extremely happy that I was able to get the solo with this lower level Viv. But we're going to do the other 2 paths, and we're going to use a Warlock for a solo and Scorpion, but 5-star Ascended champions. So let's take a look at path number 2. Again, nothing super crazy on the paths here. I think this one was probably one of the easier ones. Crit me, baby, one more time, critical eye. You need to crit in order to do damage, but when you crit, it gives them unblockable charges, so you have to be careful of that. You can see when he throws a hit, then it removes the unblockable, so you just have to balance that. Other than that, nothing too crazy. For some reason, I don't know if it's since the update, I don't think I've fought a Doc Ock, but countering his special 1 was being a little wonky, at least from what I was noticing. There was something weird about it. I do get clipped, I think, in this fight a little bit, but do manage to finish it off. Again, just use your strongest champions. There's nothing too crazy, and make sure you have, an option for the boss. So I'm going to let the music play out for this one, and then I'll show you the second takedown of the Weapon X boss. All right, for the second time, we are going to use Warlock. Now, I did bring in the She-Hulk and Mr. Fantastic synergy for extra power stings, which help a little bit. And we are going to use Mr. Fantastic's pre-fights at the start here just to help us out a little bit with Weapon X. With Warlock, you do not want to throw special ones. You want to stick solely with special twos. And know that when you are able to remove his, prevent his healing by keeping up the infections, once you have the infection up, the only thing is because you're preventing his healing with Warlock, is that he's going to be constantly losing power, which means you're not really going to be able to bait too many specials. But you're going to have to focus more on intercepts. So here you see the special 2, and already, like a few seconds into the fight, he's already got a quarter of his health down. Also, don't forget to throw a relic on your champions. That is just going to help you. Even though he is stun immune, you can still stun him with a relic. And you can see here he's not really going to be able to throw too many specials because he keeps getting power drained. So it just means I have to be aggressive with my intercepts. And again, big special 2s. And we're getting him down. And again, the boss fights here are not sped up. So in real time, it is an extremely fast fight with Warlock. You just got to be aggressive with your intercepts. And again, just so much faster than Viv, because again, it is a 5-star ascended Warlock, and he absolutely shreds that Weapon X. So if you have a higher level Warlock, he is going to be great. Now we got the third path here. This one, the only thing to be careful on is, I brought the exact same team, is just there's Beat the Buzzer, which means when you gain a bar of power, you need to throw a special, and there's extra power gain on this node for both champions. So you almost have to, unless you have a good power control champion, you're going to have to really be careful of when you throw specials. Also, at the end of when the opponent throws a special, they are going to be debuff immune right afterwards. So you're going to see here, I didn't throw I don't think I threw a special in time, and I took some block damage there. Here against Ghost Rider, this is the one time I die. I did do all of this itemless. I didn't use a single item with my 5 stars this run. So, and some of the previous ones are week 2 or 3. I used a couple potions here and there. Here I didn't have to use anything. Oh, and I did have to revive maybe one time as well on the other one. But here I did no revives, no potions. I did need to play a little bit slower on this path, just because I had to be cognizant of not pushing them to special 3s. And you have to throw a special after you gain a bar of power, or you are going to die. And you're going to see that's what's going to happen to me here. I gained a bar of power. I'm baiting out a special. He doesn't throw it. I don't throw mine fast enough, and you're dead. So that's the good example of what you don't want to do. So you have to make sure that before you gain a bar of power, you're better off letting them throw a special, and then gain a bar of power when you counter, and then throw your special as soon as you get it. So I'm going to let the music play out for this one, and I'll give you a third option for the Weapon X boss. All right, here's our third and final option for the Weapon X boss that I used as a 5-star. I used Scorpion, again with the Mr. Fantastic pre-fights, and I did, because I want poison immune, I did put shocks on instead of the poisons so that I can stay poison immune, because I don't want that. That's what you need, or else you're gonna get poison damage the entire time from the Toxicant. So similar thing with Scorpion, but you can throw special ones, but ideally some special 2. We'll put a Petrify on, will help you with mitigating the healing. But same thing, I am going to go ahead and hold my block at the beginning, use some intercepts, but you can see here you don't want to hit him past that 24. You don't want to put him to 25 charges. You want him to throw that special and then keep him in that berserk phase as long as you can. Again, I do have the Power Sting synergy on, so when he throws a special, he is taking some Sting Burst damage along with the stings from Scorpion as well, so it's like doubling up on that damage. Or not, well, it's not double, it's just additional damage. And again, I'm just going to try and throw special 2s, and as long as he's in that berserk phase, he is going to be aggressive. Bait specials, and if I can't push him to a special, then go for the intercept. He is going to be really aggressive, and if I can do it, I'm sure you can also. I'm not the best at intercepting in general, but he makes it much easier because of his, when he's in Berserk, he is much more aggressive at attacking in, which makes it much easier for intercepts. So there we go. That is 3 different options of what you can do. Again, throw that relic on your champion so you can get that passive stun even on a stun immune champion. And there you go. Hopefully you have one of those champions. If there's someone else that you use that worked extremely well, let me know in the comments down below. Hope that helped, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.